Happy 6th of July. The holiday made everything a little bit weird with scheduling, but I'm back at it, and today talking about Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. I read it in 2010, and I gave it 2 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I wrote this about it in August of that year. I really wanted to enjoy this book, but I didn't. I think Middlesex is a completely unique story and written very well throughout the majority. There are a handful of fantastic quotable anecdotes in the book, and I very much like the way Eugenides uses odd literary contraptions to set up individual acts and scenes in his work. His characters are comprehensive and real in that Cal's voice in particular is exquisitely defined and consistent. I just wasn't that interested. Though Cal was real, she never seemed to matter to me. It could have been a result of the simultaneous storytelling of the multiple timelines. The origin of Cal wasn't as interesting to me as what Cal was doing now. The book felt like an exercise in superfluous backstory. As I finish it, I think back about being introduced to Cal and thinking that I was most excited to hear about her adventures from the segment in time at the book's end to present day, which wasn't in the book. I don't have any reason to talk anyone out of reading this book, but I don't think I'll recommend it either. Thinking back on this review, it's tough. Lots of people in my network have read this book, and there's lots of 5 stars and lots of 4 stars in there, and lots of people love this book. And I get it. In talking about it as a unique story, I think it's an important story. I think it's key that it's in there. I think for me, when I was reading it, I felt let down by the fact that I didn't get to sort of create a relationship with the Cal character as Cal existed today at the time I was reading in 2010. And I think even how I feel now, I think I still am more interested in where Cal's life is going or up to the present day than the backstory. Although when I talk about it as superfluous backstory in the review, I think I was probably missing the point a little bit, because I think even as a work of fiction in particular, the origin story for Cal and the things that Cal went through to get to this point was probably the intention of Eugenides in putting this together. This is the only Eugenides that I've read, but there's a lot of other great books by Jeffrey Eugenides as well. And I think the reasons people have for loving the story are very valid and very important. For me, I think about that sort of the importance of that character and the importance of where the character identifies today. And I still want to know that about this character. That's kind of why I was let down by this book. But like I said, I would never talk anyone out of reading it. I think it's a fantastic story and really well written, and probably different than anything that you've read before. So for that reason, even though I give it a 2 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, I think it's a good recommendation and great writing by Jeffrey Eugenides. Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides, I give it 2 out of 5 stars on Goodreads in 2010. Till next.